Mm. Yeah, okay.
Done?
Yeah, done. It's going on.
Yeah, fine. So when you install an operating system, this directories will be created by default. The first directory is what? Slash. Slash is
Slash.
the root of all directories. Like it's a root of tree. It's a root for all the directories. Whatever the directories which are created will be stored under slash.
Okay.
Okay. So next we discussed about a boot. Boot directory contains what? All the bootable files. To boot up the operating system, there are some files which we require. One is bootloader is
Yeah.
required, and kernel is required, and some init ramfs, initial ramfs is required. These files would be there in which folder? Boot.
Boot.
What is bootloader, what is kernel, and what is init ramfs? We'll discuss in a later classes. For now, these are the files which are required to boot up the operating system. Just a moment, let me log in here.
Mm.
So cd slash, this is the directory which is going to be created first when you install an operating system. My present working directory is what? Slash.
Slash.
In this, these are all directories which are created automatically. They create
Mm.
along with the operating system. So in this, we're discussing about what? Boot.
Boot.
So boot contains what? All the files which are required to boot the operating system.
Boot of it.
So grub is a bootloader here. Grub means what? Grand Unified Bootloader. What it is? Grand Unified Bootloader. So this is the file which boots the operating system.
Mm.
The bootloader is a software which boots the operating system, and it contains, this is a kernel image. VM lineage is what? Kernel image. They named the kernel image as VM lineage. Okay, and this is the initial RAM disk. These are the files which are required to boot up the operating system. So boot is the directory which contains all these files. Okay.
Okay.
So what is initrd, what is kernel, and what is grub? We'll discuss in a later classes. Okay.
Okay.
And next we discussed about dev. Dev is a directory which contains all the device.
Device file.
Means in Linux there is a saying, everything is a file.
Mm.
So what are the hardware components of any computer or laptop? These are right. Hard disk,
Yeah.
keyboard, monitor, RAM is required, CPU is required, and motherboard,
Motherboard.
and network interface card and mouse, and USB and CD. So to interact with this hardware component, it uses the files. So for every hardware component, it creates a file. So this is the file name for what? Hard disk.
Hard disk. Yes.
S means what here? S means SATA. Nowadays we are using a SATA hard disks, right? And D means
Mm.
disk.
Yes.
A means in alphabetical order first disk.
Mm.
Like this, it creates a files for each and every hardware component.
Okay.
Okay. Let me show you. CD slash dev. My present working directory is what? Dev. Okay.
The
Yes. You can see this is a file for DVD. If it is read and writable DVD, this is a file. FD for floppy disk. and you can see CD-ROM file. Here you can see the SDA. This is a hard disk name in which we have a partitions.
Okay.
So one hard disk is not a single partition, right? We'll
Yeah.
divide it as a multiple.
Multiple partition.
It's like a C drive, D drive, E drive, or F drive are like a partitions in a hard disk. Yes or no? If I take a scenario. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here you can see the TTYs means these are all terminals. If I type TTY, it displays the number. This is the in /dev, it creates a terminal. P means sudo. P means terminal. Terminal system. Second means it's a third TTY. I mean third terminal. So NET is for network interface card. Like this, for every file it creates, for every hardware component it creates a file. Those files,
This system, sorry to disturb you. This system has this many terminals?
Yeah, actually,
like 19, 20.
OS is a multi-user operating system, right?
Yeah.
Somebody is logging from the remote machine. Means somewhere. Actually, generally we work for US projects. Yes or no? If I'm working in India, I work for US projects mostly. Most of them are US projects, and data center would be there in US. I'll access the server which is there in US, right?
Yeah.
So I use this terminal to log in. Like this, many users can log in. When they are login, one terminal will be allocated to them.
Okay.
Maximum 64 terminals can be allocated to 64 users. That's why it's called a multi-user operating system. At a time, multi-users can access the server. Okay. Getting me confusion? No confusion.
Yeah. Understood.
If I open one more terminal here, new number will be assigned to it. So here I opened, this is a PTS2. I'm opening a new terminal. So to open a terminal, what I have to do? I have to right click on a machine and open terminal. If I type TTY here, I can see it's a PTS level. Randomly it assigns the free terminal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm closing it. So like this, you can open 64 terminals, 0 to 63. Okay. So understood. All the hardware components files would be stored in DEV. So it contains what? Device files. So DEV contains all device files. So bin is what? Bin is a directory where we find a normal user commands.
Yeah.
As a normal user, whatever the commands we are executing, which are there in bin. If I go to bin, cd / in a / directory, there is a directory called bin. So ls, these are all commands. So somewhere ls, you know about ls. PWD is to check a process, present working directory. RM is to remove a file, and somewhere you'll find mkdir. These are the commands which are basic commands, right? And let me show you somewhere. So touch is a command to create a empty file. If you want to create an empty file, touch. R is a command to archive the file, and kill is a command to send a signal to processors. ggp is to zip a file. Like this, whatever the commands which are there in bin can be executed by a normal user. Cat is a command to open a file and read the content of a file. And so it contains what? Normal user commands.
Normal commands.
As a normal user, I mean, who is a, except root, all the login users are normal users in the Linux machine. Root is like a administrator. He's like
Yeah,
a
super user.
super user. He can do anything on a Linux machine. He will have a unlimited powers. So if he want to destroy the machine, he can destroy, right? So except root, all the other users are called normal users. Here, if I log in to this machine as Anil, I can execute the commands which are there in this. See, mk to create a directory. So I can execute all these commands as a normal user. Okay. So next directory is home. Whenever one user account is created in a Linux machine, three things happens. What are those? Whenever I creating a user account, means I'm creating a new user. So first, let's say I created a user account called Anil. So with this name,
Home is created.
user will be created.
Okay.
Okay. With the same name, primary group for user will be created. Primary group for user. And in /home, it creates a home directory with a user account name. So whatever the username, with the same name, it's created a home directory in /home. So these three changes happens when you create a user account. So when I execute one command to create a user account, it creates, let's say I said, this is the command to create a user account. So user add and name Anil. So whenever I execute this, these three changes happens into the Linux machine. With this name, user will be created first. With the same name, whatever the user name, with the same name, one group will be created for that user. That group is a primary group for that user.
Every time there will be separate group, or you can add in other groups. Like it asks for a group.
Every time when you create a user, one primary group will be created for him. Let's say
individual group. It doesn't belong to any other group. Any other.
Actually, as a group is a collection of users.
Yeah.
In a group, we can add the multiple users.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say there are 100 employees. In those 100 employees, I want to give full permissions like read, write, execute permission on a file to 10 members in those 100. What I do, simply I create one group, individual group, and I'll add all the 10 users into that group.
Okay. Okay.
And
whenever you're creating an
user,
adding a user, then if a group is created, then if you create 100 users, then
there would be 100
groups will be created.
Yeah, there are 100 primary groups.
So then how it will be added?
Actually, the group will be created. Let me show you how it works. I'm creating a user.
Okay.
This is the file which contains all the user account information. So let me open a Linux machine instead of working in a Ubuntu. Better to work in Linux. So always when you create a user, for him one primary group will be created. That is the default setting in Linux. And one more thing is what? Home directory will be created for him. Where in /home with the username, same name. So by this, if you create a user account for Sunil,
whatever he'll do, then his files will be stored in in this home directory.
Yes. Sunil is a username, and one more directory group will be created. That is the group name, and home directory is what? Slash home slash.
Slash Sunil. Sunil.
What is Sunil, right? This is the home directory.
Yeah.
So like this, these are the default changes
Yeah.
when you create a user account in Linux machine. Actually, here I can create a new group. I can add the 10 members into that group. Yes, sir. That's what we do actually. Those type of group, they will have a primary group. This become a secondary group for them. One user can be a member of multiple groups.
Yeah, he can be in any other group.
Yeah, he can be a member of multiple groups. So what is your doubt actually? I didn't get it actually.
If you create 10 users,
Okay.
then 10 groups will be created, right?
Okay. Yes.
So then what will be there in the groups? Like if you want to add in one group, all together in one group, then how can you do that? Like,
actually, that's what I wanted to show you. See here, I'm creating a user here. User add, name of the user is Mark. Okay. He's already there. Let me create some other user. User add Brian. User is created. You have to assign some password to him. This is how we assign a password. I'm assigning some password to you. So all authentication tokens updated successfully. Authentication token is what here? Password is a authentication token. Okay. It's updated successfully. cat/etc passwd contains what? User account information. Here you can see the Brian name. What is the home directory of Brian?
home Brian.
/home/Brian. Font is visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
So for him, one group will be created. Where the group will be created, there is a file, dedicated file, group. See, Brian. This is not a username. This is what? Group name.
Home directory.
No, group name.
Group name.
Home directory would be there where? In /home. ls. This is what? Mark's home directory. I mean Brian's home directory. This is Mark's home directory. This is student home directory. This is Anil home directory. Okay. Understood? Still you have a doubt?
No. Sorry. I understood.
Whenever you create a user, not only user creates, one group will be created for him, and there would be a personal directory which is created in /home. That is called home directory in Linux.
Okay.
If I add a user, the user names will be displayed over here in this place. I'm adding a user here. User. So we'll discuss all these commands in later classes. Don't worry. -a, -g. That is the Brian. And I'm adding Anil as a member of Brian group. This is a group name, not a username.
Yeah, group name.
Because you might confuse. Username is Brian, group name is Brian. So who is a user, who is a group, you might come confused. That's why I'm saying. So now if I type the same command again. So now you can see the Anil here, right?
Yeah.
Now in this group, Anil is a member. If I type groups, Anil. So this Anil is the name of the user. He is a member of his primary group and secondary group, Brian.
Okay.
Getting your confusion?
Yeah. Yeah, understood.
Yeah. If I add one more user with the comma, he will be displayed over here. So same command create instead of, so I'm adding a some mark. So G means secondary group. Capital G means what? Secondary group for mark. Now if I type open a group file, I can see two users. Like you can add n number of the users to group. Not only 1 or 10 or 100. You can add n number. Okay.
But these users will be added in a primary group ID, right? Primary group name.
Actually,
These will be under Brian.
so for Anil and Mark, it's a secondary group. For Anil and Mark, it's a secondary group. For Brian, it's the primary group.
Yeah, for Brian is primary group, but these two people will be altogether with three in one group.
Yeah, 3 in one group. Let's say
The group name is Brian.
Brian.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
So let's say for these 3 members, I want to give a full permissions. Let's say there are 10 members in a company. In those, I want to give a full permissions to 3 users. Full permissions are RWX. Read, write, execute permissions. So to give this full permissions, for these 3, I'll add them to group.
Okay, now you have already added.
Added. So, for that group, I'll give a permissions, full permissions. So whatever the permissions that group has will be applicable to all the users who are existing in that group.
Okay. So if you give the permissions, then you have to give to Brian, right? Brian.
Yes, we'll see
then
that.
It will applicable for all.
CH mode. You have to use CH mode. G plus permissions RWX and on file. Now in this group, in a group, G means group. Group means Brian. First of all, you have to change the group owner of this file. File 1. We'll discuss all these things. How to change the owner and group owner of this file. How to change assign permissions to group, permissions to users. Everything will be discussed.
Okay.
Okay. So we are discussing here what home contains.
Yeah. Okay.
Home contains what? All the normal user home directory.
Yeah.
So dedicated directory for normal users home directories.
Okay.
So let's say I created a user Anil in a /home. One home directory is created for him, right?
Yeah.
When I created a Sunil, one home directory is created in a /home.
Yeah.
We've seen it, right?
Yeah.
We've seen it. So home contains all the user home directories. And root is what? /root.
It's a root directory.
Root user.
Super user directory.
Here I logged in as a super user. su-root. I'm switching as a root user. Right. Now I'm a root user. I can check like this. Who am I? Who am I displays the logged in username, root, right? What is my present working directory? Root. /root. This tilde represents login user home directory. So here, what is the home directory for this? Root /root. So root user home directory as bin. So bin contains normal user commands here, right? Bin normal user commands. Yes, bin contains what? Root user commands. All the commands are built in binaries. That's why they are called binary programs. They are a binary programs. All the commands are built in a binary. Actually, I written one program, let's say C program or Java program. We written everything in English, right?
Yeah.
before executing, we do one thing. Compilation we done, right?
Yeah.
We'll compile the program. You know about it or not?
Yeah, I know. I know.
So when it compiles, what happens? All the source
Errors.
code, I mean, the program which is there in English will be converted
Translated to binary system.
binary program. It creates a new file with some extension.
Mm.
So whenever you execute, that binary program get executed.
Mm.
Okay. So as hardware and kernel understands the binary language, they build all the commands directly in binary. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, they're written in English. They compiled all the commands into binaries.
Okay.
Okay. And next is what? ETC. ETC contains system specific configuration files. Let's say install any software, the software configuration file will be stored in where? ETC. So every software, to manage the software, to use the software, there would be a configuration file. That configuration file will be stored where? In ETC. If you open ETC, you will find many .conf files. cd/etc. My present working directory is etc. ls. You can see the conf files here. .conf, .conf, .d. Actually, it's scrolled down. That's why conf. These are all the configuration files for some softwares. Okay. If I install HTTP, for HTTPD also, one configuration file will be created. Okay. I'm installing one software here. Let me check whether it works or not. So it has some error. So let it be. It's not working because I have to. It has some error. I'll check it out later. And so when you install any software, one configuration file will be created under /etc. So all the software configuration files, system specific configuration files will be there in etc folder. Okay. This here you will find many configuration files. Okay.
Yes.
So etc contains system specific configuration files. Var. Next directory is what? Var. Sorry. cd/var. Yes. So it contains cache. Cache means web content. Let's say you opened a web browser in Linux operating system. You browse some website that will be cached into this folder. It's like a TEMP in Linux. I mean, Windows, you'll find one folder called TEMP, right? Which contains web. We use it.
Temporary files.
Yeah. And the log. Log contains what? All the log messages. You know about the messages? /var log messages. Actually, any events happens in a Linux that will be recorded as a message. Those messages are called logs. Let's say G1 is logged into the machine. It immediately records one message saying that so-and-so user is logged in. Let's say I'm trying to log in, but I'm giving the wrong password. Again, it generates the message saying that so-and-so user typing wrong password. Like this, every event, it generates messages. Those messages are called what? Logs. Okay. Let me show you.
Stored in var file.
So in var, there would be a folder called log. PWD. In this, you will find all the messages files. So if you open a message, one message file, latest one, tail F messages. See, these are the messages. Starting the session 5 for user root, started a session 5 for user root, started a host name service. Like this, whatever the events happening, they record as a messages. Those messages
Mm-hmm.
stored into where. Yes or no?
Okay. Yeah.
So PWD, it's location. Okay, sorry. PWD. In slash where there is a folder called log. In that all the messages files would be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where means variable data, the data which varies within a time period. Actually, if I keep the logs like this, every day they recorded into the system, right? They will be stored into the system, right?
Yeah.
Every day they consume some disk space, yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
After some point, my disk will be full. If I leave the all the logs as it is,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's why after some days we'll do a recycle.
Mm-hmm.
What it does, it removes the older logs, it keeps the latest logs.
Mm-hmm.
So the data varies every week or every month here. So the where contains what the data which varies every week or within some time period.
Yeah, we can adjust the frequency.
Yeah. So here if I open again, unless you can see the 4 weeks logs only. You
Mm.
can see the 4 weeks logs. These are 4 weeks logs. February 2nd to 5th, 5th February to 5th March. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
So total month log, 4 weeks means 1 month, right?
Yeah.
If they are increased, this week will be removed.
Mm. Yeah.
New week will be added here.
Yeah.
Okay. So getting
Okay.
me?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting it.
Variable data, the data which varies within some time period. It might be a 1 day, every day you can recycle the logs, or every week you can recycle, or every month, every 15 days. So the data which varies over a time period, those type of data will be stored in where slash where.
Mm. This log file is for the whole server or just for individual unit?
It's for whole server. There are some logs. These are here spooler. These are print related logs. Secure means
Mm-hmm.
login. When you log in, there would be errors, right?
Yeah.
Authentication.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Authentication logins. These are related to mail service. These are related to cron job.
Mm-hmm.
D messages. So messages, we'll discuss what all are the messages will be divided into which files.
Okay. Yeah, but these are for the whole server,
Whole system, whole
whole
server.
system,
Yeah.
whole server. Yeah. Okay.
And boot log is there. While booting up, if there are any errors, that will be stored into boot log.
Mm-hmm.
So where contains variable data, web content, logs and spool. Print spool also removed after some days.
Mm-hmm.
And the TMP is what? Old writable directory means as a normal user, you can create a file in your home directory or
Mm-hmm.
other. If you try to create, let me show you. So here I logged in as a root, right? Who am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Login.
Yeah.
So I'm switching as some other user. SU means switch user. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hyphen Anil. I'm switching as Anil here. Now check who am I? Anil.
Anil.
So you observe the prompt here. When I log in as a root, I get a hash. If I log in as a normal user, what I get? Dollar prompt.
Yeah.
So hash, if it prompt, if you find hash means you logged in as a root user. At prompt, if you find the dollar means you logged in as normal user.
No.
Okay. So now PWD is my present working directory, which is my home directory. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So in my home directory, I'll have a full permissions. As Anil, I can create a file here. Touch is a command which creates an empty file. I'm creating a file. By using a touch command, you can create a file which is a 0-byte file. So I'm creating a file 100. Yes, it's created. You can see the file 100 here. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So if you type du -sh file 100, what is the size? 0, right?
Yeah, 0.
So when what touch does, it creates an empty file.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
0 bytes.
So as a normal user, I'm able to create a file in my home directory. I'll go to etc/etc. My present working directory is /etc. If I try to create a file here, it doesn't allow me. You are a normal user, you are not a root user, right? As a root user, you can create a file in any folder or any directory next server. Okay, in Linux server, anywhere you can create a file. But as normal user, you can create a file in your home directory, and one more directory is TMP.
Okay.
That's why that directory is called world writable directory. Anybody can write in it. Writing in it, everybody can create a file in it.
Yeah. They can access it.
/TMP. I'm going to TMP now. My present working directory was TMP. I'm logged in as Anil now, so I'm trying to create a file here. Touch file 111. Unless it's created, right? Okay. Scroll up actually. Let me show you. See file 111. So as a normal user, you can create a file in your own directory. One more directory where we can create a file. That is TMP. So that's why it's called what? Old writable directory. Any user can create a file in it. Not only Anil, Sunil, Mark, John, Tom, anybody. All the normal users can create a file in TMP. That's why it's called as a world writable directory. Got it? So far, do you have any doubt on this directory?
No.
So now we'll discuss about ESR. ESR is a directory which contains bin and sbin. Contains what? Bin and sbin. Let me show you. cd/ESR. Sorry. Enter. ls. So these are all games and something else. Library files. They are not required. Important file is bin and sbin. sbin. And one more is local. Let's say Nagios. Heard about Nagios anytime?
Nagios, no.
Okay, let it be. Let's say Linux packages always has a package means software, you know, right?
Yeah.
So every package has a .rpm extension. Every package has what? .rpm extension. Let me show you. How would I show you? So means if any package has a .rpm, RPM Red Hat package management. They are approved by Red Hat.
Okay.
So they are approved and they can be bundled with a Red Hat operating system. Okay. If packages third party other than .rpms, other packages can be called as a third party software. They can compatible with the Linux operating system, but they are not approved by Linux, Red Hat. Getting my confusion?
Yeah, I got it.
So if you want to install those type of third party softwares, by default that software is going to be installed in local.
Okay.
Actually, when I install a package, which is a RPM, it will be downloaded and installed into some other folder. If you install any third-party software, which is not a RPM, that will be downloaded where? Local.
Local. Okay.
/usr local.
RPM is an extension file
Yeah.
or it's an
It's
extension file?
extension for a package, Linux packages. .rpm like a .exe in Windows.
Okay.
Packages will have a .rpm extension. Means RPM means Red Hat Package Management. Getting me?
Yeah.
So what USR contains? Third-party software. If you want to configure any third-party software, by default location is what? Local.
Local.
And it contains what? Binaries. Bin and
Well, yeah.
bin.
Bin.
Okay. Third-party software and binaries. Binaries means what? Commands. Okay. The last directory is proc. Proc is a directory which contains when you boot up the machine. I mean, so operating system is not a single software, right? It's a collection of
Yeah.
so all the softwares executes, right? Whatever the software are required to boot up the operating system, they all run. Running is execute. So when any software is executing, that is called a process. An executing program can be called as what? Process. If any program is executing means it's a process. So to boot up the operating system in the background, there are many softwares which are running. Those running softwares information would be there in proc. It contains what? Runtime data of the processes. Runtime means system running time data of processes.
Okay.
Proc contains what? Runtime data of processes. Let me show you. I'll start one service, one software. You should be a root to start it. So I become a root. I logged out. Now I am root. Right? So CD. Let me check whether. So HTTP is not installed. System CTL status. I'm checking, displaying the status of the one process. So SSD is a software where it's running. So it's called as what?
Yeah.
Process. Process. This is a process. And what is the PID? Process ID 4004. Every process has one PID number. That is a PID. And it's active and running.
Active. Running now.
You can find this process ID 1404 in proc folder. CD/proc. If I type ls, I can see 1404 somewhere. It's there, right?
Yeah.
So these are the PIDs, process IDs.
So these many
Processes
softwares are running.
not running available. In those, some are running, some are in a sleep state. Because it's a desktop machine, it has nothing to do, right? When I power up, I do execute some commands. That's it. There is no application. There is no application database to run, right? So that's why most of the processes will be in a sleep state. Some are in running state. You can count those by like 1 or 2 or 3, 4. That's it. More than 5, less than 5. If I type here, top is a command which displays the information about that. How many processes I have? Tasks means processes here. 154 total. In those, how many are running? 2, right? Hello? Hello, Jeevan. Hello, Jeevan.
Hello? Yeah, I can answer.
See here, only 2 are running. Now 4 is running, and 152 is sleeping.
Sleeping, like they're
Because it's a standalone machine, which is a desktop machine. It's not like a server in a real-time production environment, right? That's why mostly less processes will run here. So proc contains what? It's information about the processes. Let's say present state of my operating system can be called as proc. Understood? Presently, how many processes are available? In those, how many are running? And what are the changes? What is the present state is called what? Proc. Proc maintains the present state. What it contains? Runtime data of the processes. Proc contains what? Runtime data of the process. Runtime means executing time. Now this server is up and running. OS is executing. Is running, right? So runtime data of processes will be maintained by proc. So in slash there are other folders too, but in those these are important ones. Okay. So if somebody asks you about file system hierarchy, you have to tell that slash is a parent directory or root of all directory. In that boot, the dev, dev, bin, home, root, sbin, etc, where tmp and esr proc would be there. What they contain, you have to explain. Getting? If somebody asks you what boot contains, you have to tell it contains the files which are required to boot the operating system. If somebody asks what dev contains, it contains all the device files, because in Linux everything is a file. For every hardware component, it creates files. Those files would be stored in where? dev. Dev. Okay. Got it, right?
Yeah. Got it.
Now we'll discuss about absolute paths. Absolute path. So what is an absolute path? Let's say presently my present working directory is slash and proc. How many directories are there here?
1.
2 are there, right? Slash itself a one directory.
Slash, okay. Right.
pwd. Slash is first directory, cd proc. It contains 2 directories. This is like a absolute path. cd slash usr local src. My present working directory is this. I move to usr local src. How many directories are there?
4.
4 are there, right?
Yeah.
The first directory is slash. In that there is one more directory. usr. In that local. In that src. What are the remaining slashes?
Remaining?
Slashes.
Slashes.
There are other slashes, right?
Yeah. That part, like partitions.
No, they are just separator. To separate this
Separators.
directory to this directory, will slashes would be there. But the starting slash is what? Parent directory
Parent.
to all
Root.
directories.
Parent.
Root of all directories.
Yeah.
So this is it.
Only the first slash is directory.
Sorry? Go ahead.
The first slash is the directory, then others are
Other
separators.
slashes are separators.
Separators. Okay.
Let's say I create one file here.
Mm-hmm.
There are files actually. File 1, cat file 1. It's in my present working directory, right? Hello world. I can see the hello world. If I go to some other location, so my present working directory is /root. How can I open a file 1? How can I open?
The root, the path will give.
I have to give an absolute path, right? What is the path?
Path, yeah. Slash user
Cat
slash
usr local src
pwd.
right?
Yeah.
Then only it
In
works.
SRC,
Otherwise it doesn't. If I give file 1, will it be open?
No.
File 1, I haven't
It's
given
not
any directory in front of a file name, right? It looks into my present working directory.
Yeah.
In my present working directory, it's not there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's in there. It's there in my present working
Yeah,
directory.
it is there. It might be there, but okay,
Yeah,
it will not. Usually, it's not open because there is no other file.
actually, it's there. That's why it's open. I'm removing it. File 1. Yes. Now it's not there. It's not there in my present working directory. Only file 5 is there. Okay. Cat file 1. It throws a error saying that no such file are direct. To open which is there in USR local SRC, I have to give the absolute path like USR local SRC file 1. So opening, right? So this path is called what? Absolute path. Okay. This path is always start with what? Root of all directories, this slash.
Yeah.
Any absolute path with slash starts with slash. So that path, that type of path is called what?
Absolute.
Absolute path. Okay. I'll send you the book course content and material. Check it out one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So absolute paths always starts with what? Slash. Okay. In TMP, I'll create one file. I'll go to TMP cd/tmp. Present working directory is what? TMP. Here I'm creating one directory, mkdir test. Okay, what is the name of the directory? Test. Where I'm creating this directory? Temp, right? So to access this directory from outside, from any other directory, what I have to give? cd/tmp/test. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Now I created a directory. I'll go to the directory. My present working directory is what? In slash tmp. I'm in test.
Test. Yeah.
Here I'm going to create one more directory, mkdir test1 cd test1. pwd is what? /tmp test1. Here I'll create one file, vam file 99. Insert hello old welcome. I added the 2 lines. I'm saving the file. Now it's in my present working directory. I can open from here, right?
Yeah.
If I want to open from any other directory, let's say from root, my present working directory is root. How can I open it? I have to type that root path, right? Cat emp
Temp.
test. In test, one more directory called test1. In test, file 99.
Yeah.
To access any file, you have to give what? Absolute path. So if it is not there in your present working directory, if it is in some other directory, you have to give absolute path always. Okay. Hello. Hello, Jeevan, you there? Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Seems it's disconnecting. Okay. To access any file which is not there in my home directory, I have to give a absolute path. Right? I mean, which is
Yeah.
not there in my present working directory. To access it, I have to give absolute path always. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll discuss about relative paths. Understood the absolute path? Do you need more examples? Hello? Hello? Hello, Jeevan.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Just you go ahead.
Actually, suddenly it's muting. That's why you are there or not.
Yeah. I'm listening. I'm with
Actually,
headphones.
I asked you one question. That's why you are understood the absolute path. Do you need more examples?
No, that's fine. I understood. I understood. 100%.
So now we'll discuss about relative paths.
Okay.
And in relative paths, so let me write one thing here. Absolute path always starts with slash, which is root of all directories. Okay. Relative paths. In relative path, there are some symbols which we use. Dot means present working directory. Dot means what? Present working directory. Dot means
One.
parent directory. Sorry. Hyphen means previous working directory. And tilde means login user home directory. Okay. Dot means present working directory. Dot means parent directory. Hyphen means previous working directory. Tilde means login user home directory. We are the user login, that user home directory. Let's say if I log in as Anil, what is my home directory?
Present directory.
That is what? Slash home? Slash
Home.
slash home?
Present directory. Slash Anil. Yeah.
Actually, when I log in, I will be logged into my home directory. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to see that my home, as I logged into my home directory, that would be my present working directory, right? That's why I type pwd.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So, tilde represents what? Login user home directory. If I log in as a Sunil, what would be the tilde? Let me show you. So here I logged in as a root. You can see the tilde here, right? Yes or no? You can see the tilde here. So tilde means my home directory. As my working directory is tilde, if I type pwd, I can see my home directory. If I switch into some other directory, let me switch as some other users. Yes, you. Anil. See, now I switched as a Anil, still displaying a tilde. Now this tilde is different, this tilde is different.
Yeah.
If I type a PWD here, I can see this. I logged in as Anil, so I will be logged in into my home directory by default.
Yeah.
So tilde means what? Login user home directory. Here I logged in as Anil. Yes or no?
Yeah. Okay.
Let me log out SU Sunil. Now what would be the tilde? Sunil not is there. Sunil user is not there. SU Mark. Now you can see I logged in as a Mark. And again you can see the tilde. What is this tilde now?
Current directory.
Sorry?
Present working directory.
Yes, actually present working directory is to printed directory. What is that directory?
Mark
/home/mark.
/home/mark. Yeah.
So actually home directory will be created with the name of the user.
User. Yeah.
So here what is the username?
Mark
Mark, right? So all the home directories will be created where?
/home.
/home. So /home/mark. If
/mark.
username is Mark, home directory for Mark is /home/mark. If the username is Sunil, home directory for Sunil is what?
/home/mark. /Sunil.
/Sunil. If the username is Ravi, what is the home directory for Ravi?
/home/Ravi.
Yes. So in home directory means not PWD. To see the home directory, we type a PWD command.
Yeah.
PWD command to
see the present working directory.
Because when you log in, you will be logged into your home directory. Then your home directory will be your present working directory.
Yeah.
So if I go to cd/tmp, with the command I move to tmp now, right? Now if I type a PWD, displaying what? tmp.
Yeah.
I moved from /home/mark to /tmp by using cd/tmp command. What cd does? Change directory from one directory to other. So it's moved from me to /home/mark directory to /tmp. Once I move, tmp would be my present working directory. To see that, I have to type pw.
Yeah.
Getting my confusion?
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Understood.
Yeah.
So here we are discussing about relative paths. Dot means present working directory. Dot means parent directory. So here I will written here. Dot means present working directory. Dot means parent directory. Hyphen means previous working directory. Tilde means logged in user directory. Okay. So presently, my present working directory is what? /tmp. What is the parent directory for tmp?
Mark.
How many directories?
Root. Or two.
Two are there, right?
Root. Yeah. Root. Sorry.
So how can I go to the directory?
/temp.
I want to go to /.
You can go cd dot.
Correct. Now you're into /. Okay. If how can I go to my home directory? Mark home directory.
cd mark. cd/mark.
cd/mark. No? cd/mark. Doesn't work. It throws error. cd tilde. Tilde represents login user home directory PW. Yes or no? Jeevan? Hello? Hello, Jeevan. Hello, Jeevan. Hello, Jeevan, are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I came back.
Yeah. Okay. Online class from understand. Class notes. Hello, Jeevan.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's muted. It seems. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I just
So,
my hand. Yeah.
it seems you're confused with tilde. It seems. Yes or no?
Tilde, yeah, a little bit.
So tilde means login user home directory.
Yeah.
I log out and log in as some other user. Let me show you control D. So this is a graphical user interface. Here I logged in as a student. I'm logging out. Oh, sorry. Power off. No power off. Cancel. So tilde represents what? Login user home directory. Okay. Here I'm logging in as a Pawan. As which user? Pawan. Okay. Enter. So it's asking me the password of the Pawan. I'm typing the password. So what is the home directory of Pawan?
/home/Pawan.
Correct.
So this tilde is used only to only for login into different
Sorry.
users, right? Tilde is used only for the logins, like only to change the users.
Tilde. No. Tilde is used. It represents one directory that is a home directory of the user. Okay.
But it can be used to change directory. It represents, yeah, that I understood.
Change directory.
You
use it to change a directory.
use it to change directory. Yeah.
Yes. Let's say you logged in as Anil. What is your home directory?
/home/Anil.
So that will be represented with tilde.
Tilde, yeah.
So you are in some other directory in this mission. Logged in as Anil, you are into some other directory. To come back to your home directory, you have to type what? CD tilde.
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 Okay.
When you type tilde,
Okay. To come back to the
your
home
home
directory. Okay. Okay, I got it. Like it's like a shortcut.
Yeah, shortcut.
Okay. Instead of doing cd dot in multiple times, then
Yeah. Dot can be done actually. Dot moves parent directories. You can move one more parent directory like that. So here I'm logged in as a student. I don't know the password of the Pawan. So I'm logged in as a student. So what is the home directory for student?
/home/student.
Yes. Correct. Let me open a terminal. When I open a terminal, tell me the location. What is my present working directory? I'm opening the terminal, application, terminal, so favorites. You can see the tilde here, right? Tilde.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this tilde means what? So whatever the directory is there here is my present working directory. Yes or no?
Mhm.
Tilde
Yeah.
represents login user home directory. Who is logged in here? Student. Student user home directory, right? What is the student user home directory?
Slash home
Slash home slash.
slash student.
Okay. So I'm at slash home slash student. Tilde
Yeah.
means I'm at slash home slash student. How can I check that? By typing a pw. Okay. Now I'm moving to some other folder like USR local SRC. Okay. My present working directory is USR local SRC. How can I go back to my home directory? CD tilde.
Tilde. Mhm.
So I came back. Now previously it was SRC. Now it was tilde. Yes
Mhm.
or no?
Yeah.
If I type
Yeah. Yeah.
PWD, you can see slash home slash student.
Okay.
What is my previous working directory?
SRC.
Yes, yes. How can I go back to here?
By CD slash user, the whole path. The
See here.
dash dash.
Hyphen. Hyphen represents what? Previous working directory. If I do CD hyphen, it takes me to CD hyphen. It takes me to my previous working directory, which is slash USR local SRC.
Mm, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So understood what is dot, what is dot dot, what is tilde, what is hyphen.
Yeah, understood.
Dot means what? Present working directory.
Yeah.
Present work. If I CD dot, if I press CD dot, what happens?
It goes.
I'll switch to this directory again. That is my present working directory, right?
Mm,
Enter.
uh,
PWD. PWD. My previous working directory is what?
SRC.
SRC. CD hyphen. See? One USR local SRC to you moved one more USR SRC local. Confused.
No, I didn't get it.
Like actually, I'll explain you again. So here I'm moving to temp. Okay, what is my present working directory?
Temp.
Slash temp, right?
Yeah.
Dot represents this slash temp, right?
Yeah.
I'm typing CD dot. In place of dot, what will be appended? Slash temp.
Slash temp. Yeah.
Because dot represents the present working directory.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So previously I was in temp already.
Mm.
Giving a dot, I again moved to temp.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, what is
there will be no change in our location change.
because
we are in the same directory.
From your present working directory, you move to present working directory again.
Yeah. Right.
So that's why when you type CD hyphen, you will go to the previous present working
Same
directory.
directory. Yeah.
Same directory.
Same directory.
It might be just confusion because when you give a dot, whatever your present working directory, it checks it and it moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So CD slash ESR local SRC. My present working directory is slash ESR local SRC, right? How can I go to ESR now? CD.
CD space tilde.
Yeah. Tilde will take you to your home directory, right?
Yeah.
It will be in /1/student. I want to go to ESR.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. CD dot dot.
CD dot dot /dot, right?
Yeah, two directories. It goes back to two directories.
Go back to, when you press CD dot dot, it goes to local. One more dot dot will take you to ESR. Two directories back.
Okay.
You understood?
Yeah, understood.
This is about the file system hierarchy. So what slash is, what slash contains, and what boot contains, and what DAV contains, and what is absolute paths, what is relative paths.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll discuss about file permissions. Okay.
Okay.
We'll stop here. Okay.
Okay.
Start at 11. Okay.
Sorry?
We'll start at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, 11. Okay. Is there a material or anything so that I can go through?
Yeah. I'm sending you the material.
Okay.
Once this class
That
is,
will be.
I'll send you the material.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Did
Bye.
that for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.